Warning! Warning! This podcast is not for the easily offended. We are two guys that think everything and anything can or is a joke.
There is no limits to what our minds may come up with. But understand, these thoughts are all in the nature of comedy, and nothing said here should be taken as gospel. Neither of us are Jesus.
Our testosterone is just too damn high, man.
Fuck yeah, brother!
Anyway, welcome to the show. Prepare to witness a hurricane of humor and thunderous thoughts as we take conversations on a whirlwind to the limits. Hell yeah, brother.
I don't care about humor. Sam, without humor, there's only Hitler.
Do you think that Tarzan was a virgin whenever he met Jane, or was he clapping monkey ass before that?
AIDS. My last name may be Todd, but I'm no retard.
Whoa.
You look like a guy that only watches Simpsons porn. You're a fucking homosexual.
You're the homie Sean Connery, dude.
Dude, from his grave. Give me a Ouija board. Let's talk about bitches, Sean.
Hanging out with me is like a ride on the Titanic. You didn't expect it, but you're getting wet. If I'm in Bangkok and get fooled, but I don't hate it, am I bisexual?
What if I texted you something like, Daddy, I'll throw it back on you?
If you ever text me the words daddy, I will block you.
Of course the conspiracies about the Jews are real. Because their holy land is called
Israel.
and treated like a Twizzler and twist her up in Naked Twister.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to clapcleats.com. Promo code Hurricane of Thoughts. That's Thoughts, T-H-O-T-S.
What's good, Hurricane homies? It's your boy, back for another Tubular Tuesday. The Juggernaut Jester in the building. It's a hurricane party. Now, this is awkward. Not gonna lie, chat. Not gonna cap. I'm not gonna be Captain America right now. But, there was supposed to be 4 people here. And I'm alone. I don't think it's Tuesday. No, it's fine. I don't know what's going on, but we're in for a good episode. I could do it by myself. Done it before. Do it again. Don't care, dude. I'm vibing. We're gonna fucking French it up, dude. We're gonna French it up, dude. Prayers in the chat for Sam. I think he died. Just kidding, dude. All right. So what do we want to get into? Let's see. What do I want to get into? Well, we can get into, well, this is just a cool little fact. What up, Jeremiah? Well, here's a cool little titty. Little tidbit. All right. So 1959 or 1969, I don't remember which one, but it's a something 19 something 9. Might even be 79. I don't know. But a guy named Fujita, not Vegeta, Fujita, or it could be Fujite. I don't know. It's spelled like this. Here, I'll show you, chat. It's spelled like this. Fujita. Okay? So Fujita was a wealthy Japanese businessman who was doing work in the United States. And he came across a McDonald's. So Fujita came across a McDonald's and said, this is a good idea. And said, I'm going to be the first person to franchise McDonald's in Japan. So Fujita goes and creates a couple McDonald's in Japan. Okay? Now, first year business wasn't so hot. McDonald's wasn't a worldwide global corporation like it is today at that time. It was big, but it wasn't huge. So he had to think of a way to sell McDonald's to the Japanese. So this is a quote from one of his advertisement letters that he posted when he was trying to get people in Japan to eat more McDonald's. Okay? So he said, The reason Japanese people are so short and have yellow skin is because they have eaten nothing but fish and rice for 2,000 years. If we eat McDonald's hamburgers and potatoes for 1,000 years, we'll become taller and our skin will become whiter. What? This dude thought, I mean, it probably worked, I'm not going to lie, obviously, because they still have fucking mecha in Japan. But this dude in in 59, 69, or 79, one of the threes, okay? He was out there telling people in Japan, hey, we've been eating fish and rice for 2,000 years. That's why we're short and yellow. You want to be tall and white? Eat mecha. Fuck yeah, Fujita, dude. Dude. What? Could you imagine? Could you imagine, like, that, like, type of advertisement today? Do you want to be more white? Do you want to be taller? Do you want to be more successful? Eat mecha. What the fuck, dude? That's crazy, dude. Dude, basically McDonald's to Japanese people. If you ate McDonald's, you were trans. If you ate McDonald's in Japan, you were trans, bro. 100%, dude. Because you was trying to transform into a taller white guy in the future. You wanted your kids to be tall and white. Or your kids' kids. So you're just sitting there. Fish and rice? Get that out of here. Give me the McDonald's. And then that combination of radiation poisoning and a McDonald's created the greatest art form known to man, anime. Let's go! McDonald's and radiation created an anime, and you won't tell me otherwise. You will not tell me otherwise. And that's on DeSantis. Speaking of DeSantis, he fell pretty hard, huh? Isn't it wild how he just fell real hard like? Some people just ain't got it. DeSantis is an old school politician in the new world renaissance of politics. Ain't gonna cut it, bruh. And then once they made that Photoshop thing with you in the fucking high heel boots, with the fucking Keebler elf curve on the front of them, like you're some goddamn fucking Santa employee. Come on, bro. Howard Dean literally was on the path. He was gonna beat Obama. And then one day he got too excited and he was like, we're going to the White House. Woo! And they clowned him for 3 weeks and then he dropped out. You've got to know that's coming, pal. You got to know you're not the one they want. You're not the one they've been pushing. So you got to know if you wear some fucking dumbass Tim Burton movie style ass boots and you're shorter than your wife, bro. Come on, dude. You know Republicans are dumbasses. You know Republicans are stupid. Oh, that dude's shorter than his wife. He can't lead us. Unbelievable, dude. Ron DeSantis' wife should run for president. Yo, I'm pretty sure she's bad as hell, too. Hold on, let me look it up. Ron DeSantis' wife. Images. I mean, she's not a supermodel, but as far as politicians' wives go, she kind of bad. She hot. She hot. Not bad. What up, the crazy Sparky in the chat? What's up, Sparkles? But anyway, where was I? Talking about DeSantis and his Keebler elf boots. Well, you know, It's very strange. It's very strange. Not much. Word up, dude. Word up. You got anything you want me to talk about? You got anything you've been watching the news? I know your dumbass has been watching the news. Getting indoctrinated with fucking liberal woke agendas, dude. Unless you're only watching Fox News. Yeah, dude. Where was I going? Oh, dude. It's so crazy, like, the discourse about the political election right now. Because on one side, you've got the Democrats being like, if Trump wins, it is the end of democracy. He's going to weaponize the justice system and persecute all of his political enemies. He is going to be a dictator. He will never relinquish power. January 6th was just the tip of the iceberg. It's the end of the world. We can't let him, no matter, we have to pause democracy to save democracy. We need to put this guy in jail. It cost him $84 million because some lady, we still don't know her name, is so affected by the fact he called her a fucking lying whore or whatever the fuck he said. Her life got so bad after that. No, actually, with Trump supporters, I'm on board with that. No, that's cool. That makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. I know Trump people, they're crazy. Okay? And if you came out and you accused their god, Donald Trump, of something, they're probably attacking you nonstop. She probably can't walk down the street without somebody being like, "Hey, I bet his dick was too big." You know, like something crazy that don't make no fucking sense. You know what I mean? So I get it. Whatever. I'll put that to the side. We'll compartmentalize that into plausible situations. Okay? But what's funny is they're like, he's gonna be a dictator. He's never gonna relinquish power. He's gonna persecute everybody that ever said anything bad about him. He's gonna persecute the gays. He's gonna kill Mexicans. They're talking about him. Like the other day, this is a real news story, chat. They were comparing him step by step with Hitler. Listen, I'm no Trump fan. I think he's a fucking baboon, okay? But to say he's Hitler? And not just turn of phrase, say he's Hitler. Say he's Hitler with bullet points of cherry-picked information and loose connections. Hey, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm a bullshit comedian that likes to make absurd statements. That's not supposed to be the main segment on the 6 o'clock news. Hitler had a birthday. Donald Trump had a birthday. You know what I mean? Donald Trump had a school that failed. Hitler didn't make it into the school he wanted. They're the same guy. Yeah? You know what I mean? It's the fucking craziest shit, right? And then in reality, you have the Republican Party, who after 3 elections was like, realistically, there's a 99.7% chance that Donald Trump's going to win this shit, just purely based on votes. So we can just wrap this up now, save the party a lot of money, and just get this down to brass tacks, and let Donald Trump ride off into November where he can joust with Joe Biden at the polls, right? And then Trump comes out, you know, the guy they've been touting is going to be an evil dictator, and goes, no. As much as I appreciate the fact that you guys want to name me the nominee already, I'd like to go get it in vote. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to show the Democrats that I am not cheating, that I am voted in. Now, let's play flip-floppity on the sitch, right? So if you're a Republican and you're looking at it and you're like, dude, that's my fucking guy, dude. He could just have the nominee. They were giving it to him on a piece of paper. They were like, you can have it, sir. And he took that piece of paper and he ripped it up like he was Nancy Pelosi at a Trump thing, right? And he was like, nah. Let me go get votes. So you're like, fuck yeah, that's my dude. The Democrats are just trying to, everything's a lie. Everything they've ever said about him is a lie. He's the fucking best thing that's ever happened on the face of the planet. You look at it from the Democrat side and you're like, No, I get it. But we can't let him win. So I'm just going to believe whatever they tell me. I lost my train of thought. That was not supposed to go that way. That was a very big fall off, and I apologize. Let me try to regain my thought process here. So saying that they're like, he's going to never give up, and then he wanted okay. On the Democratic side, you could go, well, he's only doing that to make his base feel that way. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, if you just add a little bit more logic to it, you're like, well, I mean, that means he's not wrong, you know? It's very strange how they're covering it. See, when I talk to Jim, he's fairly convinced that they don't hate Trump as much as they seem to hate Trump. But God damn it, why are they doing so much stuff? Why are they trying to make it seem so crazy? And then you got the stuff going on at the border. Come on, dude, the border's getting heated, and I'm not talking about global warming, okay? The border situation is getting real wild, okay? You got Governor fucking Wheelchair Hot Wheels Abbott, okay, riding around fucking being like, we gotta close this shit up. We gotta close this shit up. Goddamn, too many migrants can't afford this shit, goddamn it. And then you got Joe Biden just, the sprinkler system's at the border. Wait, razor wire. Wait, what? Trump is bad. You know what I mean? It's fucking wild stuff, right? I'm loosey-goosey with the border rules. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I've never been one to be like, don't let people in America. That's not who I be. But I'm also, don't let 8 million undocumented people come into this country while simultaneously preaching no voter ID. While 10 years ago, dude, chat, this is something that bothers me a lot. And this is something I've only recently learned. So, like, I don't blame people for not knowing. I'm not like, duh, you guys gotta pay more attention. I recently just figured it out. And the only reason I figured it out is because I want to talk to people. I want to do this podcast. I want to learn. I want to have things to say. And then you learn so much stuff. And the thing that I've learned is there is an entire, like, ecosystem of elite people writing papers about what they plan to do politically and then posting it in their little world, and then it never makes it to our attention, okay? But it is published. It's out there. It's crazy stuff. So I recently just learned that this is going to be funny, chat. You're going to love this. I recently just learned that you guys know how Republicans for the last like 4 to 5 years have just been fucking getting trounced. Just trounced by the media and liberal women on social media about this, what is it called? Fuck. White replacement theory. Okay? Now, bang, bang, bang. I lean right. Logically, I think. I don't really know. I guess you would say, based on the way I talk, I lean right. I think I'm in the middle, but I don't think I have a thing. I think I'm just logical, but I don't even think that's on the sphere of politics. Logic's like somewhere else out there. Gotta love learning? 100%. So, white replacement theory is something that if a politician talks about it, or if a social media person talks about it, or anything like that, they get trounced and said they're racist, they believe in conspiracy theories, they hate brown people, like all this stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I was on the left side of that. When I would hear Republicans talking about white replacement theory, I'd be like, are you guys like, all right, cool. Like, when I say white replacement theory, it triggers these things in your head where you're like, oh, white people are mad that black women are hot and white dudes are hooking up. And they're also mad that black men are more athletic than us whites and in better physical shape. And women are attracted to that. So hot white women hook up with the black men's and make not white babies, okay? So that's what you think, right? But, and don't get me wrong, Republicans are dumb as hell, okay? They're dumb as hell when they talk, right? They have good ideas and then explain them in the most retarded fashion possible, okay? So they talk about white replacement theory. They're fucking trying to fucking take over the whites. They're trying to fucking replace us because they hate whites. Okay. I'm out. When you talk like that, I'm out. I think you're a dumb fucking racist, and I agree with the liberals on this. White replacement theory is dumb. And then, here we are, just 2 years later, and I'm reading papers, and I'm reading papers, and I'm reading papers, and I come across this paper from a group of people in the Democratic Party from 2007, and it's called The Browning of America. And basically what this paper was, is the Democrats wanted to make a multi-year plan to let millions of people across the border, because people from impoverished countries, okay, when they show up, the propaganda is good enough that when you are from another country, and you are brown, you show up and you mostly vote Democrat. So, just by numbers, you let 8 million in, 75% of them vote Democrat, you just bought yourself almost 6 million voters. So the Browning of America was a paper where they had a long-term plan to open the border and then change voting rules to where all these people could vote. Because then the Democrats would never have to worry about losing an election. These are papers they wrote, chat. This is not a conspiracy theory made up by me. These are their papers. The Clinton Foundation is on this paper, okay? This paper is 40 pages of their political plan to let immigrants flood this country and then change voting rules so that Democrats can win election after election. Now, if Republicans weren't so fucking retarded, they could present that and be like, no, I'm not racist. I'm showing you a statistical analysis based on their own story of why these things are happening. Why Joe Biden's administration is so dedicated to letting these people flood the fucking border. Well, they're not going to have the pandemic this go around to get an extra 30 million votes for Joe Biden. So the only way to get a few million votes for Joe Biden is to fucking flood the country with people that are only going to vote Democrat. So, why is Depresso not in his chair? Honestly, because I held out hope until the last minute somebody was going to show up. I can move it though. What? Okay, it's that one. All right. Okay, truth or dare? I'll go dare. I'll go dare. I'm feeling ballsy, dude. Flooded border. Yeah, dude, the thing's weird, man, because, like, it's so weird because then, okay, oh, and I didn't even get to the fucking real part. Then check this out. So if you're on the right and you're like, we need to do something about this immigration, and then you look at the news today and you see Joe Biden saying, well, I would do something about the border, but the Republicans are stopping me. And then in your mind, you immediately think to yourself, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And that's what I thought, chat. And then guess what? I looked into it, and it's not. There are certain Republicans that are stopping certain aid because Joe Biden did realize his mistake. Now, we're about to go back and forth on this because Like I said, chat, I'm in the middle and I don't care, and I think they're both retarded. Joe Biden is now trying to do stuff at the border, right? And the Republicans are stopping him by not passing it because, one of them said this, it's an election year. We don't want to give him the good publicity. So we're not going to give it to him. Now, if you're on the Democrat side, you're like, see, Republicans don't care about anything but getting their dictator back in power. They've cried about the border for 2 years, and now that he wants to do something about it, they won't let him because it'll make him look good. But then on the other side, you could have the Republican view. Joe Biden caused this problem. Why are we going to let him fix the thing he created to go preach to his retarded following that he saved them, that he did something good right before the election? Why is it every time a Democrat's in power during the election year they need to be reelected, they always do something great? Obama killed a fucking humongous terrorist that we've been chasing for 12 years. You know what I mean? Well, Clinton got impeached, so before that one. But anyway. Dare you to hold the clap cleats to the screen after you find out your mate is sorry for being late, but he is now a clap elite. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means. Clinton was not a Democrat, he was a playboy. Yeah, but he won for the Democratic Party. Yeah, no, Jer, I understand hold the clap cleats. I'm not following to find out to the screen after I find out your mate is sorry for being late, but he is now a clap elite. What does that mean? Oh. All right. Let's see him. Is my face here? All right, cool. Cool, baby. Look. Chat, do you guys have a podcast? Do you have a podcast with a co-host who's supposed to be here every Tuesday at 6 p.m., but then one random Tuesday at 6 p.m., he's not here? Well, maybe you haven't been sponsored by Clap Cleats, because my man's is so deep in the sheets right now, he can't attend a podcast because he's too busy making her come last. That's a blast from the past because it's all over her face and her ass. Clap Cleats, they make you late, and now I'm pissed. Clap Cleats, they make your podcast host late and her girlfriend late on her period. And that's period. All right. Okay. Let's see. Best promo yet? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the border. But here's another little, for real though, someone needs to teach Sam how condoms work. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some people need to teach Sam a lot of things. But back to the border, okay? Here's something that I feel like could go very, very wrong, okay? Now, unfortunately, the internet and the news have all become completely retarded and all about clicks. And apparently the new thing that gets everybody clicks is it was COVID, now it's Civil War. So now all anybody will talk about or post about is Civil War because, you know, apparently that's where we're headed, even though it makes no fucking sense at all. Okay? But in an event like this, if it gets talked about enough, once something gets talked about enough, it can become a thing. And then all it would take for it to become a thing is an incident. And Texas just set the stage for a incident. Texas just deputized 500 citizens to help patrol the border. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of Texas citizens, I don't think the most well-rationed, Mexican life-loving, humanitarians. I don't think that. I think a lot of it is, I love my guns, I love my property, you try to take them, you don't want to find out. Okay? So now you have 500 citizens who, by all accounts, have just been empowered with no training. And they're given guns, or they have guns, and now they're at the border, where both the Biden administration's federal government and the people on the other side of the border trying to cross all don't like you. Do you expect all 500 random citizens that have been deputized to keep their calm in a sticky situation? Or do you think maybe we get some headlines about, this morning in Texas, we have a serious situation. One of the 500 deputized citizens has went on a rampage near the border on the east side of Houston. The border now, we are tallying it up. I'm getting reports right now. We are looking at least 30 dead and 45 injured. What's that? Sorry, I apologize. It's 3 dead, 425 injured. But chat, when they post it on their socials, it'd be the first part. That's what sucks about the news, is the news will purposely tell a lie, then tell the truth, and then post the lie. And then when you call them out on posting the lie, they'll go, but look, we said the truth, but you didn't advertise the truth. It'd be like this, chat. It'd be like, I got a good one. You know how on like billboards and stuff, like it'll be like, maybe not billboards, but like commercials and stuff. It'll be like 3 payments of $4.99, and then in the bottom it'll be like plus tax, up to 12 payments. It'll be like in really small print. So if you're glancing at it, you just see the 5 payments of $19.99, you know, and you're like, oh, that's a good deal. Now imagine if they didn't have that, and it was on the back side of the billboard, right? Like, say there was a billboard on the road, and you could only see the front side. And it said this deal for this, and then on the back it had specific rules. And then you got duped, and you spent, I don't know, $100 on the product, and it didn't work. And then you tried to sue them, and they were like, but on the back of the billboard it says it's not a real product. That's what the news is doing. I expect 300 to perish. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I did it before, dude, but I'll do it again, dude. Fucking. Dude. I'm going into character, chat. I'm a citizen who's just been deputized, okay? In Texas, and I'm watching the border. Yeah, well. Everybody's always asking me, how many Mexicans are you going to kill if they try to come across the border? Well, I'm going to kill a lot of them, but it's not that simple, okay? You guys keep calling them Mexicans, but I've did 12 Chileans, 4 Guatemalans, 3 Vietnamese. I don't even know how they got down there. Did you know I killed an ancestor, like a descendant of an Aztecian leader? That's crazy. Dude, you know it's crazy? I pay my neighbor. He's got a 14-year-old son, right? I pay my neighbor every day to walk down this borderline right here, okay? And pick up all the bullet shells, okay? Because with a metal detector, he just beep, 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 beep. And then I paid my friend Lanny, okay, to reload those bullets, because we recycling around here. We ain't gonna waste money killing, you know what I'm saying? Okay? Say, what do you mean I can't kill him? You put me in charge of the border. You said don't let him come across your border. Okay? Constitution says protect your state's border. I'm protecting it, okay? Stupid fucking guy. Okay, brown skin all glistening and shit. He's all sweaty, wearing a backpack, got a cell phone. Hey, how you a refugee with a cell phone? Okay? No, you are a sleeper cell agent sitting here by Iran, and I won't stand for it. Bang, bang, bang. Okay? So I got moved. Obviously, they was like, okay, we can't leave this guy in charge of the fence no more. Okay, so they put my ass over there in charge of the water. Okay, so there I am in the Gulf of Texas, looking at the Gulf of Mexico, which is bullshit, by the way. It should be called the Gulf of Texas. It should be called the Gulf of Texas. Okay? Gulf of Mexico, my fucking ass. It touches way more American land than it touches Mexican land. Okay? And then they put me over there, and then I start experiencing things I ain't never experienced. Goddamn Cubans start coming over. Hey, Florida's your place to invade. You don't come over here to Texas. Now I gotta shoot you down in the water, okay? On my goddamn National Guard boat with my goddamn 50 cal. Looks like a goddamn Mako shark done went through the whole water, okay? Blood everywhere. And then what? There I am, trying not to get in trouble again because I don't want to get moved. So there I am fucking fishing body parts out the goddamn water, hoping sharks come through and start chowing down. It's unfucking real, dude. You know Joe Biden? Oh man, I'd love to bring him down here to the border and introduce him to my Mako shark, dude. Joe Biden don't know what's up, okay? Okay. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. You gotta kill him. You go. I don't understand. Okay, I don't get it. What? That was great. Thank you. Thank you. Let me do it from the Joe Biden side. Oh. I loved it, but you're still going? No, I'm not going. No. It's fine. It's fine. 4 minutes is too long to do a single character. But dude, if you could do it from the like a Joe Biden side, like Joe Biden comes out after that, okay? Okay, I do that. I'm a deputized person. I fucking commandeer National Guard boat. Start mowing down people in the Gulf of America. Okay? The news the next day. Biden administration. Biden comes out. America has a border crisis. A crisis is ISIS that has a CR. Okay? Now, I've never been briefed on what a CR is, but I know it's bad. And there's a MAGA Republican living in Texas who miraculously, mercilessly murdered 15 Mexicans and 12 Chileans. And this is an act of war. And I need a nap. Mr. President. Huh? What? Mr. President, do you have any Do you have anything to say to the governor of Texas who allowed this atrocity to happen, who put firearms in the arms of 500 citizens that were unqualified and had no moral grandstanding to do what they've done? Do you have anything to say about that? My Corvette caught fire. And so did Hawaii. And I believe East Palestine had a train wreck, and that's what caused Hamas to attack Israel. And then Israel said, no. The crisis is real. And I got confused, obviously, because crisis, ISIS, Israel is real. And I got really confused. So now, when you ask me what I think, I say, hey, snap time. The epic pause. Dude, I can't even be dumb enough. Like, I'm trying to connect things. I cannot be as dumb as Joe Biden is sometimes. Like, you'll watch him talk, and I can't even fake being that dumb. It's so hard to fake being dumb. It's easier to fake being racist, chat. It's way easier to be a fucking deputized border agent that has a lust for Mexican blood in the desert, you know what I mean, than it is to be Joe Biden and talk. Because the dude literally, I can't even think of things that don't make sense because my brain only makes sense. Question versus question? All right. Let's see what you got, dog. What you got? Huh? What's your question versus question? Ugh. What else? What else is going on? Well, we talked about the burger. Is it easier to be fake dumb or a musical artist? Is it easier to be fake dumb or a musical artist? I feel like it'd probably be easier to be fake dumb because a musical artist does require talent. I could, with enough practice. Oh, fake musical artist, like lip sync battle. Okay. It's harder to be fake dumb. It's harder to be fake dumb because you have to like say dumb shit and make it actually be dumb. And the only way I can say dumb shit is by thinking of smart shit and then saying the opposite of it. But then once you string 3 of those together in a row, it's super obvious that's what you're doing. And then people know you're trolling, so you're back to smart territory. Yeah, it's harder to be dumb, dude. I could lip sync battle my ass off. I can play me Katy Perry last Friday night. I'll fucking riff you a whole song. All while never going full retard. Never go full retard. Never go full retard. But speaking of retards, chat, here's a good story. Okay, a Swiss and European, I believe it's called endocrine studies. Yeah, I believe it's called endocrine studies or something like that. I don't remember, but they published a paper, which basically, I'll read you the title of the paper. Accelerated mammary glands develop in intellectually disabled females as an evolutionary survival mechanism. Now that I've read it to myself, I'll read it one more time, but say it more clearly, and then I'll break it down for you. Accelerated mammary gland development in intellectually disabled females as an evolutionary survival mechanism. Now, chat, what that means is females grew big tits to survive being retarded. Now, so retarded girls get boobs quicker? Not only do they get boobs quicker, but they get bigger boobs. Yeah. Not only do they get... So, you remember the girl in high school that had big tits before, like, and they were huge, before other girls even had regular, like, tits starting to grow? Her ancestors were retarded. Just know that, chat. Just know that big boobs is an evolutionary mechanism that was made to keep intellectually disabled, aka retarded, aka not smart, aka AOC, make them desirable enough to be protected because they're not smart enough to protect themselves. So you're saying Skylar Vox is retarded? No, that's not what this paper is saying. It's not saying currently. It's saying big tits evolutionarily. That doesn't mean because you have big tits now that you're a retard. It just means that at a point when it mattered in human selective breeding, she comes from retards. She may not be retarded. As a matter of fact, I have a good case in point for this. There was a girl in my school who had the biggest tits ever. Okay? For a high school student. And she was top 3 in our class. All advanced classes. Got highest, like, top 3 highest SAT score. Went to college, super fucking nerd, dude. Read 10 books a fucking week. Okay? Biggest tits ever. Okay? Her ancestors were retarded. I didn't make the rules. The endocrinology center did, man. Okay? So now what I'm saying is now we take it a step further, right? I've been a proponent of this for years. That I think autism and things of that nature, certain versions are evolution, not de-evolution, okay? Now, Down syndrome, that's iffy. But people like Elon Musk and stuff like that, I think that's a part of evolution. That as we don't need to be barbaric beings, evolutionarily our minds are changing. And then throughout time, our minds become different. And because they're different, they become specialized. Because we now live in a world where being specialized in something is better than being overall decent at everything. Okay? So when you were running through the woods, you needed to be able to keep peace. You needed to be able to fight. You needed to be able to throw a spear. You needed to be able to defend yourself. You needed to be able to fucking do all this stuff, right? But now we live in a world that's kind of easy. So if you're specialized in something like coding or comedy or football or something like that, if you're super specialized, almost autistic about it, you have an advantage over people that are just regular. You need to be able to have ADHD? Yeah, you know it, Mento. Welcome back. So I'm actually saying that since this study says that girls with accelerated mammary glands, which means their tits grow faster and they grow bigger, is a result of evolutionary survival mechanisms, which means the girls were too retarded to survive on their own, so they needed big tits so the men who aren't retarded would protect them. Okay? I would argue that the reason that LOL, wow. Yeah, no. I know you missed it, Mento, in case you just got here. But I'm talking about a Swedish and European science group did an endocrinology study, and they discovered that accelerated mammogram development in intellectually disabled females is an evolutionary survival mechanism. And I'm talking about how I think that autism is a spectrum, and there's the good spectrum, bad spectrum. Okay? Now, I think since the girl in my school was super smart and had the fattest cans of all time in, like, early high school, okay? And by the end of high school, she still had the fattest cans. So, early high school, before any other girls got fucking, tits, she was out here rocking double Ds. Didn't make any sense. Like, even teachers were like, what the fuck? Okay? Shout out Mr. Moore, you fucking pervert. I want to fight you. Okay? Anyway. You have autism? Hell yeah, bro. Elon Musk autism or Down syndrome, dude? No, I'm just joking. You don't have to answer that. But I think that evolution and the way that humans are is autism is becoming more and more prevalent, not just because of vaccines, okay? Because I don't want you fucking conspiracy theorists jumping down my throat being like, it's not evolution, it's vaccines, you piece of shit. Okay? It could be both. But evolutionarily, I think, statistically, autism has gone up and up and up the more society has become less and less, more and more specialized. Okay? Autism has went through the roof as life has become more specialized. I also think that her family, like the girl that I'm talking about in school, her ancestors were retarded, okay? In the sense of, she's so bad at athletics. She doesn't know anything about anything. But if you ask her a math question, or if you ask her about something that was written in 1583 by fucking Marcus Aurelius, or whatever the fuck dumbass reading she was reading at the time, she could recall it like this. But if you ask her, like, hey, what are the colors of the rainbow? What? Hey, catch this ball. You know, like, her fucking family was retarded, but it just so happens she's in a perfect time where she is retarded. But high school is specialized in the sense of it forms a specific pattern which fit her, okay? And now it's advanced. So, if she was... Okay, I got too far ahead of myself. I'm going to rail it back in and bring it all together in one coherent thing. If the girl that I went to school with the fucking fat cans, okay? If she was born 2,000 years ago, she'd be considered retarded. She has no hand-eye coordination. She doesn't understand social cues. She talks like a robot. She would be considered retarded. Fast forward 2,000 years, she's the smartest kid in our school. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I already understand what you're saying. All right, bet, dude. Okay. I don't know if you know this, Mento, but I stream on Kick and Twitch, and there's people in the Twitch chat too, so I'm explaining it to them. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I don't really want to talk about retards. I'm trying to talk about fat cans, okay? Yo! What up? Trying to talk about fat cans. This would be a great example. I don't know. Think about this, chat. Have you ever watched a video of AOC speaking? Otasia Otareza Cortez, or whatever the fuck her dumbass name is, right? She might be one of the dumbest people with power I've ever heard talk. She's never read a book. She's never read an article. She literally just sits in a room and dudes that want to touch her tits say, you're doing great in the polls. Here's what you should say tomorrow. Okay? That's a perfect example of how this could still be true today. Now, Swedish women, not known for having big tits. So, if this article is correct, Sweden might be the smartest country of all time. And it's not because they're white. It's because they got small tits. Clip it. They are massive. Jared, what do you mean they were massive? Her tits are still huge, bro. Hold on, dude. Let me look up fucking AOC's fucking fat cans, dude. AOC fat cans. Images. Oh my god. She paid off Google, dude. This bitch. You type in fat cans and nothing pops up, dude. It literally gives you like a picture of a Coca-Cola can. Hold on. Bing it. All right, I might have to. Chat? 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 Chat, holy fuck, chat. What is, whoa, fetus.com? The fuck? Chat, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? What the fuck, dude? Dude, AOC and the C stands for can, dude. Holy shit. Dude, AOC got those fucking bazoombas, dude. Those fucking chest fucking, dude, those chest boulders. Those fucking sweater puppies, dude. Those heavies, dude. God damn, dude. God. But when she talks, dude, she may have big boobs, but when she talks, dude, oh god, dude, it's like a haboob in my head, man. I just learned a new term today, chat. It's called haboob. A haboob is an intense dust storm that requires strong winds carrying large amounts of dust and sand. Now, off topic, but let's get into it because I'm talking about boobs and now I'm talking about haboob. Okay? Haboob, a big dust storm. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's a conflict going on in the Middle East between Hamas in Palestine and the Jews, okay, of Israel. So it's Palestine versus Israel, Hamas versus Jews. And in America, there's a lot of anti-Semitism going around right now, and people claim that the Jews control the weather. Now, if the Jews really do control the weather, how come they don't just haboob Hamas? That'd be the funniest title of all time. If I turned on the news tomorrow and it was just some fucking news anchor being like, welcome to the morning news. We have breaking news from Israel today where Israeli IDF has used their weather machine to haboob Hamas. Dude, you haboob Hamas, turn them into sand hummus? Are we fucking kidding? Come on, dude. You know what's crazy as hell? The fact that, like, you know, like, people are upset with Biden because, like, he keeps backing the JOOs, okay, like, a lot. He's backing the JOOs hardcore, right? Okay, and there's a lot of liberal blue-haired people taking to the streets being like, but what about Palestine? What about Palestine? It's a genocide. Genocide Joe. What about Palestine? You dumbasses thought he cared about Palestine? He didn't give a fuck about East Palestine when a train wrecked and destroyed fucking Ohio. You think he cares when the Jews are running a train on the fucking Middle East? No, he doesn't care about any Palestine. East Palestine, regular Palestine, don't give a fuck, dude. He's in the Bahamas. He don't care about Hamas. The only time he cares about Hamas is when there's Baha in front of it. Bahamas. This fucking piece of shit, dude. Sick of him. Oh. God damn it. I just want to be a Wisconsin Thunder puppy. All right. All right, chats with an S. What do we think about Groundhog's Day? What do we think about Groundhog's Day, chat? Here's what I think about Groundhog's Day. I think Groundhog's Day is an important part of American history because it explains why Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. We're the Keystone State because we have a magical weather groundhog that can tell the future. Now, I don't know if it's the hairs on his back feel the barometric pressure and he can sense that the cumulus clouds are moving slow, or that the El Nino season was low, or that the fucking stratosphere, it has a certain density. Maybe his fucking maybe his beaver face, groundhog face. Maybe his groundhog face can sniff the fucking goddamn what the fuck's it called? The goddamn weather term, chat. The goddamn Coriolis effect, god damn it. Chat, the Coriolis effect, I don't know if he's got, like, if this groundhog's got a built-in Doppler radar or something. All I know is that the reason Pennsylvania is a Keystone State, and it has nothing to do with Philadelphia or Benny Franks, it's all because of a magical groundhog. But I found out today that there's more than one magical groundhog, chat. Yep, that's right. There's more than one magical groundhog. What the fuck? Oh, I got rid of it. Damn. Okay. New chat. Gus? No, dude. How many places have a weather predicting groundhog? Okay, so I talked to you, chat, last year about how Canada had their own magical weather groundhog, and I was pissed about it. I said there's no way that Punxsutawney Phil is going to be outdone by Fred Lamont. Okay? And then Fred Lamont died before he could even cast his prediction. So now Canada has no magical groundhog. So I thought. It turns out they do still have another magical groundhog. His name is Weirton Willie in Weirton, Ontario, Canada. Okay? Now, here's what's bothering me, chat. So are groundhogs inherently magical weather creatures? Or are there a group of elite groundhogs that have specific genetics that make them able to tell the future of weather? So I had to dig deep. I had to get into it. I had to talk to myself. Let's figure this fucking magic groundhog shit out right now. So I'm researching. Bang, bang, bang. I'm reading papers. I'm doing shit, okay? Turns out, Punxsutawney Phil is the fourth Punxsutawney Phil. His great-great-great-grandfather was the original Punxsutawney Phil, okay? So, the lineage continues, and that's why he is a magical groundhog. But apparently Punxsutawney Phil's great-great-great-grandfather was a groundhog gangster pimp. And he was out here spreading his groundhog seed all over the place and had multiple kids. And through lineage, there are multiple magic weather predicting groundhogs from the original Punxsutawney Phil. And here's what's weird. the one that they chose to represent Punxsutawney Phil, whose name is still Punxsutawney Phil in Pennsylvania, is not the most accurate Punxsutawney or Magic Groundhog. So there are 4 remaining descendants of the original Magic Groundhog Punxsutawney Phil. Of the 4 that are alive right now, there are Punxsutawney Phil in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, Weirton Willie in Weirton, Ontario, Canada, Staten Island Chuck in New York City, General Beauregard Lee in Atlanta, Georgia, and then Jimmy the Groundhog in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Now, chat, Punxsutawney Phil has the second most accurate predictions, with a prediction rate of 39%. And now, you may think 39%, well, that's not a lot. You try predicting the weather in 6 weeks and see how well you do. I'm just joking. 39% is deceiving because they base that on the fact that it's only 6 weeks. So if winter starts in 4 weeks, he's wrong. Well, how about we ask him? How about we teach Punxsutawney Phil sign language or some shit, and he can give us a more accurate reading? You know what I mean? Because the only way he can communicate with us right now is through sign language. Give him fucking Neuralink, give Punxsutawney Phil Neuralink, and then him come out, sit in a fucking chair or something, or the guy with the top hat hold him out, and then he talk into a microphone and be like, 3.5 more weeks of winter. He could be more accurate. But here's what's crazy, chat. I would thought to myself, 39% is not bad for a groundhog predicting if winter will be here in 6 weeks or not. And then I found out about Chuck from Staten Island. Staten Island Chuck has a staggering 80% accuracy rate. %, chat. That means 4 out of 5 times he's gotten it right. I can't fuck with Punxsutawney Phil no more, bro. Staten Island Chuck, stand up. Will the real Staten Island Chuck please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the Neuralink Groundhog please stand up? Please stand up. His name is Chuck. You know what I mean? Wrong twice a decade? Exactly, dude. So why are we still doing this whole fucking charade with Punxsutawney Phil? Why? Because Bill Murray, the great Bill Murray, made a movie from Punxsutawney, the area? Hell no, dude. We go with stats around here, dude. Staten Island Chuck is way more of a winner than Punxsutawney Phil. Now, sure, dude. Sure. Punxsutawney Phil has done 4 times as many readings as goddamn Staten Island Chuck, who's only done 7. Okay? But that don't matter to me. He's accurate as hell. Bro, I'm just saying, bro. I did not know there was an entire lineage of magic groundhogs. A magique groundhog? Anyway, I digress. Chat, you know, sometimes I'm tired of being right. I really am. I'm right so often, it gives me an ego. Now, what you need to understand is, I, through childhood experiences, am naturally a self-deprecating, insecure person. Okay? So my default is to think it's my fault, I did it to myself, or I'm just not good enough. That's my default setting. But I'm right so fucking often that my brain starts being like, I mean, how can you be a piece of shit when you're right this much? And it starts giving me an ego. Could you imagine a human being wrong twice in a decade? His name is Alex Jones. Fucking look it up. He was wrong about Sandy Hook. And it hasn't been a full 10 years yet. I'll let you know when he's wrong again. Oh, shit, dude. No, that's me. But anyway, wow, fuck, where was I right before I said this? God damn it. I was on a path. I was on a motherfucking path. Damn it. Oh, ego. I'm right so often. It's actually hard sometimes not to have a big head twice, 3 times. We'll scrap that joke. It's hard sometimes for me not to be like, I struggle sometimes with the logic part of my brain being like, you're right so much, you're not a piece of shit. And then my natural setting being, you're a piece of shit. That's what they told you your whole life. But this is one of those things where it's not even a question for me. Where I'm now starting to call myself in certain instances Jostradamus, which means I can predict the future and be right way more than I'm wrong. To the point where they'll talk about me 1,000 years later, like Nostradamus. Okay, now I'm not saying I'm going to do booger sugar and then tell the future and call myself Nostradamus. No, I'm just Jostradamus who gets everything right, essentially. Okay? And once again this weekend, I was proven to be right when Lamar Jackson, once again, in a playoff game where his team was down, could not, for the life of him, even though his fans and fucking analysts alike tout him to be a generational superstar with talent unmatched, and he's so clutch and he's so great and he's elite. He's elite beyond belief, actually. As a matter of fact, Joy Taylor the other day was touting how she will never talk about quarterbacks the same because of Lamar Jackson. And then 24 hours later, he drops a big fucking deuce egg and throws an interception into triple coverage with the game on the line. So, now, I'm not saying that I know Lamar Jackson personally, but I know what he's like. And when the game is on the line and the team is down, he is not him. He is just some random athletic black dude who's not clutch. I've said it for years. He keeps proving me right. I don't know why you guys are upset about it. Lamar Jackson is more comparable to Mike Tomlin than he is Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady. Now, I'm a Steeler fan, so I say this comparison so you understand I'm being as objective as possible. Mike Tomlin, what is he known for? He's never had a losing season. He's always winning the division. His team never has a super bad season. They never fall off a cliff. They just don't win playoff games. You can say the same thing about Lamar Jackson. He's never had a losing season. Stats in the regular season, good. Sucks in the fucking playoffs. Get over it. You gotta get over it, chat. You know what I mean? I love how in basketball, the analysts will talk about it for real. They'll be like, well, playoff basketball is just different than regular season basketball. That's why this team's going to be better in the playoffs than they are in the regular season. They're more physical when the games matter. Teams play harder. Everything's more difficult. But in football, they don't act like that's the case. If you're a team that knows you're a Super Bowl contender, you don't really care that much during the fucking season. You want to win the game, but you're not trying to fucking go out and fucking not lose. You're just out there playing knowing you believe you're going to win. But they never talk about the playoffs being more hard than the regular season. And Lamar Jackson, season after season, has proven he looks like a fucking Madden player in regular season, and then the moment the defense actually seriously gives a fuck about stopping them, the moment that their season is on the line, he gets shut down. Now, you know what's funny? Is there's another instance that regularly happens where a season is on the line, and Lamar Jackson fails. And it's against the Steelers because we're always fighting for the division. And guess what? He doesn't beat the Steelers. So, you mean the guy... Okay, let's just say this. People have been talking shit on Brock Purdy all season, being like, he's got a great defense. He has offensive weapons out the ass. He's a fucking system-style quarterback. He's just not making mistakes. He's not elite. He's just not fucking it up. Conversely, Lamar Jackson has the exact same style defense, elite defense, has the exact same options, not exact same, but very similar options on offense, as well as himself being way better at running than Brock Purdy could ever dream of being. And somehow Brock Purdy could lead a second half comeback, and Lamar cannot. I don't know what you want me to say. Yes, I'm a Pittsburgh fan, so naturally I hate the Baltimore Ravens. I loved Ray Lewis. I thought Ed Reed was awesome. You know, until Ray Rice did his thing, I thought he was a little badass. I don't hate the Ravens just to hate the Ravens. I just hate the Ravens fans that talk about Lamar Jackson like he's an all-time great. Charger fans never talked about Phillip Rivers like he was a GOAT. And guess what? Phillip Rivers is top 10 all-time passing. Never won a Super Bowl, never been to a Super Bowl, never been to an AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson will go down closer to Phillip Rivers than he will ever go down to Mahomes or Brady. And if you're a Ravens fan and you're mad about that, hey, guess what? You can come on here Tuesday, anytime, any Tuesday, and talk shit to me. Or you can come be a guest and we can fucking work it out because your quarterback sucks and he's got too big of a nose. Figure it out. You think with that big ass nose he'd be able to sniff victory? Can't do it in the playoffs. Dumbass. God, dude. Yeah, no. I get it. Kenny Pickett's a piece of shit, okay? He's Kenny Pick 6 in my fucking book, you know what I mean? But guess what? None of us Steeler fans are running around being like, Kenny Pickett's the GOAT. Lamar Jackson hasn't proved anything. You guys talk about him like he's a top 3 quarterback of all time. Lamar Waxon needs to win some playoff games before you give him credit. Stop sucking his dick between September and December. Until the dude plays good in January, shut the fuck up. He's a top 3 fantasy quarterback. The most important word in that entire statement is fantasy. Fantasy. You know what's also funny? Is that most of the time, the receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks that have the most fantasy points are normally never on teams that are in the Super Bowl. Huh, weird. It's a fantasy. Joy Taylor. I'll never talk about quarterback. Oh, hold on. I'll never talk about quarterbacks the same. Lamar Jackson has changed that. I'll never talk about quarterbacks as just passing yards. What are his season stats? Oh, throwing touchdowns, this. No, from now on, I'm including rushing touchdowns and rushing yards because Lamar Jackson has changed the quarterback position. He's changed it so much that Joe Flacco, the fucking dumbass who doesn't care about football, who just throws the ball in the triple coverage because he believes, has more Super Bowls, more playoff wins, and dude, Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson. Joe Flacco has more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson and less playoff appearances. Lamar Jackson's so elite, dude. He's so fucking good, man. Dude, he's so good. The way he throws in the triple coverage when his team's down. He's so good, bro. The way he runs the ball when they need 15 yards and he gets an 8-yard gain. He's so good, dude. Dude, he's so good. Come on, bro. I love how because Peyton Manning was white, they would talk shit on him nonstop. You know, the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, Peyton Manning, he would lose in the playoffs, and until he won 2 Super Bowls, even after he won 1 Super Bowl, he won 1 Super Bowl, and they were still like, well, Peyton Manning's the greatest regular season quarterback of all time, but he's just not good in the playoffs. But Lamar Jackson is just the best, period. Stop it, bro. You know in your heart of hearts, if I asked you right now, on that game that just happened against the Chiefs, you could restart the game and you could have prime Peyton Manning, or what they're saying is this year's prime Lamar Jackson. If you don't pick Peyton Manning, it's because you don't like the Ravens and you don't want a Super Bowl. It's not close. It's not particularly close. Defenses play different. Coaching staffs do completely different stuff. It's so crazy. It's absolutely unbelievable. Oh my God. Lamar Jackson gets me heated, dude. The only quarterback that's ever gotten me more upset than Lamar Jackson is Blake fucking Bortles. God damn it, bro. Oh, dude. This is what I would say. This is my last statement on football because I know everybody's checked out. Nobody really cares about football. This is my last statement on Lamar Jackson, and then I'll move on. Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow both joined their respective teams in the same division within a year of each other. Okay? Baltimore was not doing bad. Joe Flacco had led them to not an AFC champion, had led them to the playoffs. They missed 2 years. They got rid of Joe Flacco. He was old. They drafted Lamar. Okay? The Bengals had multiple really bad seasons and big losses. They got Joe Burrow. I'm sorry, but I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm going to take the Steelers out of this because it'll be biased, okay? I hate the Bengals and I hate the Ravens, but let's just be objective here. Ravens fans, explain to me why Joe Burrow has more playoff wins, a Super Bowl appearance, and just overall more clutch plays and clutch moments than Lamar Jackson. Especially when you consider Lamar Jackson's had the better defense overall. He has the better coach. He has the better system. He has the better offensive line. The only thing the Ravens on offense don't have better than the Bengals is wide receivers. But if you ask me, Odell Beckham and Zay Flowers and that other guy that the Ravens have should be enough to get it done. The Ravens have a better rushing attack than the fucking Bengals, but yet Joe Burrow has more playoff wins, a Super Bowl appearance. I would just like you guys to explain to me as Ravens fans how Lamar is so good. The same way I would argue, how can people argue Mike Tomlin is so good? That's it. I'm moving on. Every time I talk about football, everybody just zones out and quits caring. Let's see. Oh, this is a little fun little bitty. Okay. So I was doing some research today and I was learning about demilitarized zones. Okay? And the reason I was learning about demilitarized zones is because it's a possibility that Texas could end up having a demilitarized zone. And essentially what that is when there's two countries that dislike and hate each other's policies and economics and just way of life so much that there has to be a buffer zone so people don't accidentally cross the border. Okay? So as I'm learning about demilitarized zones, I learn about the North Korean and South Korean DMZ. Now, DMZ obviously stands for demilitarized zone. And the thing that I learned is kind of funny, that the South Korean people, whenever they have meetings with North Korea to discuss things, they have to open this door to the demilitarized zone. And they are so scared of North Korea that they do this thing called the buddy system. You may have heard of it on a field trip or something, where the guy who opens the door is attached to another guy who is attached to a pole, like a ballerina. And there's a guy holding the guy in the pole, so when the other dude opens the demilitarized zone door, a North Korean person will not grab him, pull him in, and then murder him. So you guys may say the boogeyman's not real, but take the boogeyman story. He lives under your bed, you put your foot on the ground, he grabs you, pulls you in, and kills you, eats you, murders you. South Korea literally looks at North Korea like the boogeyman. That's crazy, dude. Listen, I know minimal things about North Korea. What I do know is that South Korea literally looks at them like Godzilla. Like, you know how, like, we always make fun of Japan? We're like, ooh, Godzilla! And then we, like, think of Japanese people being like, ah! That's actually what South Koreans view North Korea as. Good stuff. It's good stuff. I just can't, like, I can't explain to you the thing in my head, which sucks, which is why I want to start doing sketch videos. But the problem is that sketch videos take a lot of time, and sometimes they take money, and they take people. And since we don't have a big following on social media, I don't know if it's worth taking the time. But I have ideas like this that are so funny in my head, but you have to see them the way I see them, and my words, because I'm not J.K. fucking Rowling's, don't paint the picture the way I want. Money, people, and time, huh? Okay. Okay, chat. I know we touched on this shortly. And I'm going to get into this deeper tomorrow. But I do have something random to say. It's so hard, okay? So, this is the phrase from Joe Rogan. It's married to your ideas, okay? And Joe Rogan says oftenly that people get married to their ideas and then defend them to the death without ever second guessing them because they're married to them. Okay? I'm not married to my ideas. So I'm what's known as open-minded, I guess, where I'm willing to accept that my thought process may be wrong if you give me new information. I've always made jokes about Jews, okay? Ever since I was in high school, making Jew jokes was okay because when I was in high school, it's the time that the news wouldn't stop talking about race. So, like, I didn't want to offend the few black people I knew, and then all this stuff. So, like, it felt like you can make fun of Christianity, but I was living in a Christian home because they took me in when I was homeless. So making fun of Christianity didn't seem like the play. And I couldn't cuss, and I couldn't make fun of blacks. I couldn't make fun of Asians because everything was so racially charged. Because Obama's president and Trump's running for president. It's a whole fucking thing, right? And I think to myself, Jews are a good target for jokes. Because they are funny. Jews are funny. The way Dave Chappelle treats trans people, whatever you feel about that, I personally, okay, don't care. I watch them. Each time he makes a trans joke, it's different. It's intelligent and it's funny. Okay? So I personally don't care that he keeps making jokes about trans people. They're funny every time. Okay? That's how I was with Jews. Years ago. Okay? I have such, I wouldn't say famous, but people that know me know these jokes because I've said them. And some of them are really good. But I can't say them anymore because everybody's actually talking shit on the Jews. See, before nobody talked shit on the Jews, okay? And I would make jokes and everybody was like, ah, ha, ha. And now people actually hate the Jews, or they've always hated the Jews and they just now feel comfortable talking about it. And now I feel weird. Because the only reason I talked about the Jews is because I thought that they were a small enough group and doing well enough that I could make fun of them. And I still do believe that. But now so many people are talking about them and genuinely seem to hate them. Then I feel two different ways. The first way is I feel like, hey, yo, this is my shit. Quit stealing my shit, dude. I'm the Jew joke guy. Hey, check that price tag in the hallway over there. I want to know how much the hall costs. I think it's 6 million Jews, but I'm not sure. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't do these jokes this way. I'm literally just telling you the verbiage of the jokes. If I was actually going to do that joke, it would not be that crass. It'd be like, say I'm at a comedy club. I'm standing on stage. Okay? This is my microphone. I'm standing in a comedy club. I'm standing on stage. And I'm like, you know what's crazy is like, as a matter of fact, hey, excuse me, sir. Could you go check that price tag in the hallway over there? There's a hallway right on the other side of that door. Could you go check the price tag? I would like to know how much the hall costs. Now, I believe it's 6 million Jews, but I'm not sure. I don't really know. And then you go, that's the opening into a Jew-related segment. But I can't do that anymore because then they think I'm just piling on because of the Israeli Hamas stuff. And it sucks, chat, because I've been making Jew jokes forever. You know? I was in middle school saying things like, you know, in 1939, Israelis were walking around being like, we are the Jews. We love being Jews. I mean, no, I fucked that joke up because Israel wasn't a thing before World War II. Jews before 1939 were walking around, we love being Jews. We are the Jews. Nothing will stop us. We're the chosen people. Okay? Then Hitler shows up and they're like, no, you don't get it. We're Jewish. Okay? So I've been on this Jew thing for a long time. I worked at a place called Sbarro. You've all know what Sbarro is. If you don't, look it the fuck up, you uncultured swine. I worked at Sbarro's. I'm making a pizza. Taking the pizza out of the oven. Dude behind me goes, hey man, do you work with Jan? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I work with Jan. He's like, I can't believe you haven't thrown yourself in the oven working with that lady. And I turned around and I was like, why would I do that? I'm not Jewish. I've been on this, okay? But now, I feel bad for all of that. Because now people are actually coming out of the woodwork legitimately talking shit on Jews. And that sucks, because my jokes are better. But anyway, so I've recently started reversing my I've never thought badly about the Jews, but I've been reversing my thought process on making jokes about the Jews so openly, because then I'm going to get looked at a certain way, especially because of the times that we're in. But then they keep fucking doing stuff, chat. Like, you keep crying you're the most hated people on the planet. You keep crying that there's been 4 genocides committed against you. You keep crying that the world hates you. But then you keep doing stuff that makes the world hate you. Okay? So let's just go on the fact that their religion literally says that anybody that's not descendants of them is literally a piece of shit and will be their slave someday. So they don't actually follow laws of any country they go into. That's why they've been kicked out of 91 countries, because they only follow Sharia law. They don't follow fucking American law, New York law. They don't follow construction laws. Shout out the Jew tunnels in Brooklyn. Let's fucking go, okay? They don't care about none of that shit, right? The fuck? Okay, so they don't want to be hated, but they have an arrogance about them worse than rich people. Rich people look down on you because you don't have money and you can't do what they can do. Jews look down on you while being the same economic status as you, having the same things as you, sometimes having even less, but because they read a book that says that they have a bloodline that makes them the chosen people, that they are better than you, okay? It's hard to, like, you want to be treated as normal, but then you act like you're better than everybody and then get mad when people be like, fuck you, you think you're better than us. And then you do things like this. And then I see an article that says something like this. Every day on the news, they're like, anti-Semitism is on the rise. The Israeli IDF is under scrutiny from the entire European Union and all this fucking stuff, right? And they only play the victim because it's all they know how to do, okay? And then I read this article that says, an Israeli biotech company wants to replicate synthetic human embryos that would be used to harvest organs. So while you're in the middle of killing a bunch of brown Palestinians, you're telling your scientists to find a way to harvest organs? It's like they don't even try, bro. Like, listen, I hate conspiracy theorists because most of them are fucking just retards, okay? Like, conspiracy theorists don't have an ounce of thinking in their brain. They're just like, I hate the government because I'm poor, so now I believe everything that's told to me that says they're bad. Okay? You're a fucking retard, just like the idiots that believe everything the government says. You guys are two peas in a fucking government pod, and they use you to make smart people like me have no fucking say in the world. Congratulations, retards. You fucking ruined everything. Okay, so we move on, and the goddamn people who say they only want to be left alone come out, and their scientists are focused on creating synthetic humans to harvest organs. And you want me to not talk shit? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Imagine if I had a farm and I only hired black people. Okay? Imagine that. Imagine I own a giant farm. Okay? And I only hired black people to work the farm. There'd be two sides to the story. One side would be going, he's a racist. He's a piece of shit. This is his version of slavery. He hates black people. He's using them like indentured servants. He's not even paying them enough. And then the other side would go, what are you talking about? He's employing an underprivileged community. He's not giving Whitey a job. He's helping out the black community by giving them jobs. When are we going to wake up and realize that both political parties make zero fucking sense? They take stories, they use words. I'm more convinced than ever that school is just a way to teach you language in a certain mindset. So when the news and the government say things, it triggers a response in your head. Now, I drank a little bit too much, so I don't know if I said that as smart as it sounded in my head. But I'm going to watch this back, and I'm going to figure out, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow on Josh's Gesture Journals. It's unreal, chat. It sounded pretty smart, to be honest. Oh, thank God, dude. Because, like, I was thinking 2 sentences ahead of what I was saying. And if you, and like in a complicated subject like that, if you miss a few words or you skip a sentence, you just sound like the dumbest idiot ever. Oh, okay, cool. Last thing. I saw a interesting thought experiment that some people were doing. Schools absolutely groom kids to follow along. Yeah, no, that's 100%. Literally, the origins of the school system was taken from the Prussian school design to make people more patriotic and make them follow a daily factory system, okay? So the Industrial Revolution shaped what schools are like now. But that's neither here nor there. Interesting. Oh, anyway, a random thought. What would a dog's Bible be? What kind of things would be in a dog's Bible? So I asked ChatGPT, I said, write me a few passages from a Bible written by dogs on a planet where they have the same roles and likes, but are more advanced thinkers. So what I mean by that is on a planet where dogs are smarter than chimps, but still have the same roles in society as they have now. Okay? So like man's best friend, aka sidekick. So I'm going to read you what ChatGPT came up with, and I'd like to get your guys' idea of what you think. In the beginning, there was a cosmic tail wag, and from it the universe unfolded in a symphony of scents and sounds. The alpha dog, the prime thinker, created the galaxy with a mighty paw and bestowed upon each star the warmth of his eternal gaze. In Io, the canine council declared, there will be fetch, and the game of fetching took hold across the cosmos. Dogs of all breeds and fur patterns reveled in the joy of pursuit and the thrill of the return. On the 7th day, the great nap descended upon the universe, and all creation basked in the tranquility of well-earned rest. The alpha dog declared this day sacred, a day of leisure and belly rubs. Here's what I've decided about ChatGPT. Hyper-aggressive system, 100%, dude. Here's the thing that I've noticed about ChatGPT. when I ask it to create something, what it likes to do is throw a bunch of uncommonly used words into a loose rendition of an idea. Okay? So basically, if you guys didn't know what just happened there, is it took two little tidbits from the Bible, and then it just changed them to a dog, and then it added what's known as word soup. Okay? So everything that I just read you could literally be broken down into, in the beginning, there was a cosmic tail wag. And the alpha dog created the bellies, the what does it say? Created the day of leisure and belly rubs or whatever the fuck. It literally just adds a bunch of words that can be taken out with simpler words to create a long response that seems logical, but literally without even trying, I feel like, well, maybe with trying. See, what's funny is ChatGPT is not impressive to me for two reasons. Reason number one, it's programmed not to tell the truth. Reason number two, often, it gives me answers that I feel like if you gave me enough time, and I don't mean like a year, I mean like 5 dedicated hours or less, maybe even an hour of dedication, I could create a better response. Now you're thinking to yourself, well, ChatGPT makes that in 2 seconds, and you're saying if you had an hour, you could do better. Well, guess what? ChatGPT has instant recall of the entire internet. And this is the best it comes up with. If I had a photographic memory, and I could access everything I've ever read, heard, watched, anything like that, it would take me the same amount of time to make something better. ChatGPT does not impress me whatsoever. It may impress you dumb fucks, but it doesn't impress me at all. Because if I had instant access to all of the internet, oh my god, I'd make ChatGPT look like a fucking retard selling brownies. Jared, go ahead and find a raid, bro. I'm about done. I'm about done. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is crazy. I was supposed to have... At 8 o'clock this morning when I woke up, there was a possibility of there being 4 people here today. 4! As the day went on, slowly, the number started dropping. Beep, 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 until it's just me. The last bot up? Alright. Alright. Anything that I'm missing that I want to talk about? Nope. I think I'm alright. Do we have any ideas of what we want me to talk about tomorrow for Josh's Jester Journal? And Jeremiah, are you going to be able to play in the tournament? Huh? No? What? He? Who? What do I want to talk about tomorrow on Josh's Jester Journals? Well, I know I was supposed to talk about the moon landing because I didn't finish that last week. So I'll write that down. Moon landing. Huh. Alright. Well, I'll just do the raid before I lose even more followers. Land on a moon while driving on a highway. Moon them. Okay, well, it's been a good episode. GG's, chat. G motherfucking G's. If you guys have any ideas for tomorrow, let me know. And Jeremiah, text me if you're going to be able to play in the tournament tomorrow, dude. Peace out, guys.